Are we selling in May and going away? This is what the data suggests. This is what the chart says. Right now, we are seeing bearish across the board. We are waiting for FOMC meeting and Federal Chairman Jerome Powell's speech on Wednesday. But right now, we look short-term bearish. Let's look into the charts and let's look into the markets. And that's why I'm here for you today. My name is OP. I'm a prop trader from Hashedge, and I'm here to give you daily crypto analysis and market overview of the cryptocurrency markets and select altcoins. Let's just jump right straight into the red market. As we see across the daily, looking at the overall altcoin market, everything seems to be red. Only a few outliers stand out, like Pengu, Tau, Dexy, Form, and all of this is just showing a bearish sentiment across the board. Although we see little and pockets of bullish news, because fundamentally and long term we still remain quite bullish. We remain still bullish. We understand the fundamental analysis. We understand why we are here. We understand this is a transition to a new form of financial system. So we remain bullish over the long term. But for the short term analysis and short-term time being right now, we seem to be bearish. Looking at Alliance Bernstein is saying that MicroStrategy and other corporations are going to cooled by 330 billion in Bitcoin over the next 5 years. So all of these guys are speculating that a lot of money is going to come. Of course, they are talking about corporations and institutions going to come into this market in droves. So we expect that. We know this over the 5 years, like they have said, which is long-term perspective. And that is money is going to be coming in. A lot of institutions, a lot of governments, they are interested and they are going to put it on their balance sheet. Of course, this is no issues, and this is a no argument and no case. This is obvious and this is going to happen. However, in the short term, looking for the volatility right now where we can make money as traders, what is going to happen right now? We see, according to the chart, we look short-term bearish at the moment, and you can see this is showing because a lot of leverage traders are reported that they are aggressively shorting Bitcoin right now. Negative funding rates indicating a majority are betting on downward price action. So now again, because we are speculators and everything is based on probability. So right now, what is the probability saying? That it's likely that Bitcoin is going to go further downward in price action. So this is what the price is saying. We look at what is going on in Solana ecosystem. Solana looks very, very bullish. So Solana dApps, decentralized applications, have generated over 162 million revenue for the month of April. So you see a lot of things happening on the side of Solana. And also Solana Foundation has patched a critical vulnerability that could have allowed malicious actors to mint unlimited tokens and steal them from accounts. So Solana patched up a vulnerability in their system. You see a lot of dApps is making money in Solana. So Solana is looking bullish at the moment. Although that doesn't necessarily reflect in price action. We'll take a look at what TA is saying and the price action is saying later in this video. And you can see, according to CoinShares Show, digital assets investment products saw 2 billion in inflows just last week, and its third straight week of strong momentum. That is 5.5 billion over 3 weeks, flipping sentiment after 9 weeks of outflows. So a lot of inflows is coming, a lot of institutions are coming, a lot of government backing is coming, and you can see all of this showing a high flow. Also, this doesn't necessarily mean because prices can be suppressed at the moment to create this inflow to even come in more, because institutions would definitely, as they are smart money and they would not buy high prices, they will rather suppress the money so that they suppress the price of Bitcoin so that they buy low and push the prices up, where the dumb money now comes in to buy at the top of the market. This is usually how the cycle goes, and this is usually what happens. We have to just play on the side of the smart money, buy low and sell high if you are using that same model. Whatever case, as a trader, whatever case may be, buy low, sell high, buy low, doesn't matter to us, because we can always trade the market in whatever. We love volatility because that's where there's a trade to be made, and that's where money is there to be made as us as traders in this market. Just looking at more fundamental news and news from the American Security Exchange Commission. Hester Pierce of the SEC is saying that tokenization could fundamentally reshape markets. And on May 12th, the SEC is going to host a public roundtable on real world assets tokenization. So we also watch during this, around this period, we start to watch on RWA tokens like centrifuge, like ondo, like mantra, and all those different RWA projects and tokens, because they could be highly volatile during that period, and of course a lot of money to be made during that period. And you can see a lot of big people are going to be there, people from Fidelity, Nasdaq, Franco Templeton, BlackRock, Apollo Management, DTCC. So a lot of prominent names across the financial industry is going to be present here. All of course, we remember that BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has always said it, that the world is going to be tokenized in the future. So of course, these guys are positioning themselves for the evolution of finance and tokenization of every single thing, which Larry Fink himself has said it. Right now, we just jump into the market to see what the chart is telling us, and we look at the daily chart of Bitcoin USD perpetual, and you can see we have just been range bounding. I've drawn another resistance which is around 99,000 thereabouts, so we are just range bounding within this. So selling May, most people say, because they expect that the market tanks, and usually during May, market usually is in red, is in bearish mood during May, because everybody's kind of gone for vacation. Traditional markets, they go for summer holidays. So this is where this rhetoric has come from. Selling May, go away, and you come back in September for a bullish uptrend in the markets generally. So you can see that in the RSI, it looks like we are pointing downward. So we remain cautious, we remain sitting on our hands, and we watch for the near term what is going on. We still are in our range box of about 90,000, 91,000 up until 95,000, and we just remain choppy in this market. You can notice that since November to 2024, we have respected this range between the range of 100,000 to 88,000, and there's a lot of price action within this range. So we expect a choppy market for that. Of course, you can trade on the lower time frames, but for now, we just because we normally do swing trading, so we just remain cautious and we just watch. Looking at Solana chart, pretty much the same thing, lackluster, looking like we are headed downwards, but we are still remaining and respecting the 50 moving average trend lines. And RSI looks to be pointing downward, so nothing, we expect just choppy markets overall. At least Wednesday will give us a clear direction, which is tomorrow, a clear direction of what market is going to do in the near term. You look at Ethereum too, because Ethereum, based on the Pectra upgrade that is coming up, we look at what is happening with Ethereum. Ethereum too is respecting the 50 moving averages and is holding that as support. RSI looks to be pointing downwards, so we see everything right now across the board. We just seem to be bearish in the near short term, but we still wait. We still stay steadfast. We build our conviction during these times. We manage our risk levels, most importantly, and we just wait for tomorrow's speech of Federal Chairman Jerome Powell and see what is going on, and that will determine if we are going to sell in May and go away. See you tomorrow for another video, another daily market analysis. This is Zero to Ferrari. Let's go. Bye.